what is going to happen tonight.
And a very good afternoon. Welcome to live coverage of the ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. Live here in La Manga. This is game 6 of 6 as Netherlands are going to be taking on Germany as they are going to be looking to steal that top spot from Scotland and secure qualification not only to the ICC Global Qualifier for the T20 World Cup in Scotland later on this year, but also the Global Qualifier for the Cricket World Cup in 2021, yet decided on location and date, but a lot to play for today. I'm Ian Leggett and I'm going to be on commentary today alongside, for the final time this summer, former Irish international cricketer Ciara Metcalfe. How are you today?
Ian, I'm great. I just had a lovely feed across the road.
We did.
Yeah, we did. Our final lunch together, and this is the final game, but this is going to be a really exciting game. It's all to play for.
Absolutely. So much to play for, so much at stake. Such is the nature of associate cricket, but it's going to be a wonderful occasion and it's been a wonderful tournament. So we're going to see the Netherlands take on Germany. What was the result of the toss, Ciara?
The toss was actually won by Germany today, and they are going to bat first.
Wow, an interesting decision.
Maybe not from the German side. I just feel maybe this is their second game. It's been a long week. It's a long tournament for them, and they're just maybe thinking that's the better option at the moment. I know they've been over there, they've had some lunch, and just might be slightly tired at the moment, so just feeling that's the best route for them. And also they might want to just beat that score again. I know they've got, before they've got up into the 60s, and they might want to try push it up even further.
Well, these two sides met 2 days ago. In the day when Netherlands had their double-header, it also included an absolute thrilling encounter versus Scotland, in which it went down to a super over. But these two sides met, and it was a very comprehensive victory for the Netherlands in a game in which we saw the Netherlands put on 196 runs with the loss of 3 wickets in 20 overs and included 126 runs. It's 19-year-old Ster Callisa, magnificent century. But today will be a very different story. We saw Germany put up a resilient display against Scotland earlier this morning. Talk us through that one, Ciara. It was a very interesting game of cricket.
It actually was, and Scotland really had to come out firing and lost an early wicket, and then kind of a second and third batters coming in, put on a good stand, got them up to nearly 150. And then just wickets started to fall. They put pressure on themselves, just wanting to score every ball, and it brought on wickets. And in fairness to the German side, they just continued to apply the pressure and got better throughout the innings. So I think all in all, the Scottish side were not fully happy with what they ended up on run-wise. And then came out and had to get all of the wickets of the German team, and didn't in the long run, but still kept them down to a score of I think it was, my bad, it was 65 for 7.
Are we talking about the Netherlands versus Germany? Yeah, 65 for 7 was after 20 overs,
that.
yes.
Yeah, and I know all in all, just seeing the Scottish walk off, they're not happy, so they've done all they can do now in this competition, and it's up to see what the Dutch are going to do here.
Yeah, all to play for in this final game. We're just going to take a look at this points table, and it's well, presuming the Netherlands secure the victory over Germany, it's all going to come down to net run rate. As you can see, very close. That game in hand, Scotland have on the right-hand column there. So if Netherlands win, there has been some maths done, and it's going to have to be a pretty comprehensive loss or mess up by the Netherlands team to not secure that top table if they go on to win against Germany. But Germany, let's talk about the new side into the world of women's international cricket. A fantastic presence all week. They've had a wonderful attitude around the tournament. Their fans have been fantastic, and the way they've approached each game has just been a delight to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. They got better each game. We spoke about little wins, and they got maybe 2 wickets the first day, then it went up, and just even the runs have gone up each day. And they're just even in the field placements, movement off the ball, just little things, releasing the ball. They're doing them all much better. And this is just how important this week is to them. They're learning against better opposition and really putting it back into play straight away.
Absolutely. Every game they've improved, and they must be setting themselves targets. And like we said, these are their first. It's their first global tournament, and they've been playing their first T20 internationals, and they've improved every game. But their atmosphere, and I'm sure they're going to go out here and enjoy it. They know they're not in with a chance of winning the tournament, but it's about gaining as much experience as they can from this event, and they've been wonderful to watch play, and it's going to be a great game. The last time these two met, we saw wonderful cricket on display, some wonderful batting, some wonderful bowling. Now let's have a look at this Netherlands bowling unit and talk through a couple of the ones to watch. Carolina de Lange, 20-year-old leg spinner. Now you're a legger yourself. Talk us through her.
Yeah, just yesterday she certainly just seemed to all come together. Her action and also she was releasing it better. She also was just giving it nice flight and dip, and it just brought on a few wickets. There's been a few really good performances. Also, Heather Seegers, and there's also just personally mentioning the wicketkeeper who I've been very impressed with this week. Deleed, who is 19, a wicketkeeper, but also a very good batter. She's definitely learning her trade as she goes along. But again, over the week, we've seen a lot of people improve.
It's been a great week's cricket, and if we just think back to that first game of Scotland versus the Netherlands, we have had so many exciting and thrilling games of cricket, including two absolute nail-biters of Scotland versus the Netherlands, and the tournament as a whole has been a fantastic spectacle for women's cricket and European women's cricket as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's given Germany their first kind of platform and introduction, and then Holland and Scotland obviously are playing for a little bit more at the moment. They're a little bit more experienced. But just one thing I've noticed, that just Scotland and Holland, just to make sure that they're sticking to their standards. A few of these guys have been around cricket for a long time, and they've been to a lot of different competitions, and I'd really like to stay at those higher levels that they're at, because sometimes when you play a lesser team you dip down, and you know they've a job to do here now. And it's the same with Scotland earlier on, and sometimes you get caught up nearly in your opposition, and you need to maintain those standards, and that's what I'd like to see them do right now.
Netherlands have been very impressive, and the game they played, like we said, against Germany 2 days ago, they won by 131 runs, a very comprehensive victory. They put 196 on the board, and after 20 overs, Germany 65 for 7, batting out them 20 overs, and decides just come on to the field right now, and the Netherlands in that orange and navy blue kit. It's a fantastic kit, and the wonderful Dutch colours that we see in all around the sporting world. And
this is the Dutch first game today, so they'll be fresh, ready to hit the ground running. And just the second game for the German side, it looks like they've gone with the same opening pair, which actually were quite successful in the first innings. They were pushing the ball well and definitely took their singles. So they've definitely improved as they've gone along.
It's going to be Iris Swilling, the 17-year-old here, to open up the bowling. And the near end here in La Manga. This is Netherlands versus Germany, the final game of the ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. The Netherlands looking to secure the top of the table here and advance to 2 global qualifiers. Here we go. A massive cheer there from the Dutch side as nearly the late cut is played, and almost wicket on the first ball there.
Miranda in second slip is certainly up for it. The ring field, and just have Miranda out, or my bad, they have Stair Callis out on the offside boundary.
Brilliant bit of bowling there from Zwilling. Getting a little bit of movement on the ball as well here, Kieran. It just darted up straight into the hands of Babette Deleda behind the stumps. Like you said, Deleda's been very impressive. So this is Janet Ronalds, Stephanie Fronmeyer, opening batting pair here for Germany. Feel a delivery there and just push to extra cover.
Just looks like the Dutch have started here with just a little bit more energy than the Scots did this morning. Just even they're a little bit more louder, I suppose.
Been very vocal all week. Hit over the heads, and that's a really nice shot there by Janet Ronalds. It could run away to the boundary for 4, and it has. A boundary there, and there's a big cheer on the boundary line by the fans of the German team on the side, including a little dance and celebration and a run around in a circle. The German side have really been a fantastic unit off the field, on the field all week, and a 4 to bring up their first runs of the day here in La Manga. Wonderful sight. Trying to play that cut shot again there. I think a special shout out to the German fans and the community aspect they've brought. They've brought their flags and banners, and so wonderful.
It is, and it's all of these parents and family, friends that travel with these teams that make this event special.
Curious, it's been given wide. Short delivery, pulled away again.
I'd like to see this bowler's front arm stay up just a little bit longer.
They're going to run back for 2 here, and from here does the collecting duties. And 2 running there, and a big cheer again from the German supporters on the sideline. End of the over, 6 off it. Oh, pardon me, add another 2. It should be 8. There we are, 8 off the first over. Wonderful start there by Germany. Well, we've been really treated to our location here in La Manga. Beautiful scenery all around the cricket ground here with the apartments and the hills.
Rough terrain.
You had to say it, didn't you?
You love saying that.
I do, but you stole the line from me, Kira.
It's a good description, though.
It is rough terrain. Well, it's not smooth terrain, is it?
Just on the pitch earlier on, a lot of the shots didn't, again, as the other days, didn't carry to the boundary. So there was a lot of running. In fairness to Scotland, they probably came up about 40 short.
Well, this is an appearance of Carolina De Longa here.
Just Ian, we saw earlier on the ball, they play a lovely shot, which actually deserved a 4, and would just stop inches away from all day. So I'm just saying Scotland probably left behind 40 runs in that.
You know, it's very difficult on an outfield like this. We've been describing it almost like a sponge and a plug at some bits. It lands and the ball almost just soaked up by the grass here and just doesn't run away. You need to hit the ball very hard to get to the boundary. You've seen some wonderful power hitting in this game, but it's almost been like a fitness wicket as described by Kira early on in the week. It's really testing the running between the wickets and
getting their steps up.
Getting their step count up, and I'm sure their Fitbits will be very happy with that. Not a plug. So Netherlands here keen for the Germans to have a low score. Have that net run rate nice and looking as good as possible for them. And that's flat bad defence there from Janet Ronalds. It's getting the nod of agreement there by Kira. Shorter delivery, pitches up, plays high hands on that. Could be a run-out opportunity, but a big overthrow. It was a big arm from Heather Seegers there. And
I think with this particular bowler's action, if she doesn't kind of stay up a little bit taller on that front foot, she can actually, because her hand comes up over her head, she loses sight of her wrist and just can pull it down.
Big hit over the hands of mid-wicket. Well, 11 for none here after 2 overs, and just gonna see the player's number here.
She's got a good bit more attacking here. They've everyone in the circle.
Heather Seegers bowling her first overs. Oh, and off the pad there, could be out. Big appeal from the Netherlands side. Well, umpire remaining completely still there, and they do a big chorus this Netherlands side. Fuller delivery, and what a bit of bowling that is from Heather Seegers, straight past the bat into the hands of Delaney. A wonderful turn of pace. Good to see here.
I think the Netherlands know that they need to secure a win here today to possibly just get what they want out of it.
They look up for this, and they just sneak in a single there, and another bit of applause from the German fans.
There's definitely more pressure on the Scots this morning, and you can see that the Dutch feel that at the minute, and they're just a little bit more up for it. It's easier cricket, I suppose.
Full toss could be caught. It's just escaped the hands there of that's Robin Riker at backward point. Again, it was one of them one-handed grabs, which would have been the catch of the tournament if that was taken. Rolled around, another single. And, well, Germany, 16 for no loss at the end of the over here. And, well, Germany are looking in really good control here. You can see the experience that Frontmeyer and Ronalds have got from their previous games, and they're batting really well here.
Yeah, they are. They've just learnt it as they've gone along each week. Just building on it, taking in their surroundings, and you can see they're running between the wickets has certainly come on, especially for the openers, and the intent.
Big pull shot. It was a fuller delivery. Stoke Alice is going to be the sweeper on the boundary here. Slides on her knees and collects it. And just a run two there. Well, the temperature is very high right now in La Manga. Chatting about this European heat wave, and umpire Dowdall's doing a bit of evasive action there. There's been a couple of there was a direct hit in the umpire in the Scotland game, in which we're having a chat with the umpire there about saying that he was at least a couple metres away from the stumps. There's been a couple of those throws in the tournament so far. Direct hit could be out. Janet Ronalds takes another run there, moves on to 9, and from there, and Ronalds partnership of 21 now.
I think on this occasion, Caroline just needs to keep pushing it up there.
I really like this approach right now. We've not seen the German side go for it with the attacking intent that they're going for right now, and it's really paying off. It's really good to see as well. You know, they've got nothing to lose in this final game. The experience they're gaining from this tournament has been fantastic, and the opening pair right now are putting on a really nice partnership. Caroline along it into Fronmare and just pushed on to the offside there. But this is really good to see from the German side, Kira.
It is, absolutely, and we've said it a couple of times now, they've definitely improved over the week. They can maybe push on a little bit, but all in all, they're taking all of these little wins.
Well, like we said, Germany have played the game today. Netherlands, you know, there's a lot on the line here today, and you know, they first and foremost have to secure that victory. So what does that, you know, you must have been in these situations before, and you know, into a final game, there's a lot at stake, and how does that play on your mind as a player?
Just from the Dutch point of view?
Well, yes, yeah.
Well, I just think from the German point of view today, this is their second game and a long tournament. It's their first kind of big tournament like this, and to see them improving. And
well, here we go, just a bit of misfielding there, and they're going to go for the appeal, but Ronalds looks safely in there. They ran a late single, a misfield from Hannah Land here, and as another little mantis comes and joins us in the commentary box here, just climbing up our microphone. It's been a little bit of a zoo. Really clever running there, and a big roar of appreciation from the German tent there. Really clever batting from Fronmare. Just grabs another single, really light touch of the bat there. Moving on to 25, a partnership of 25 here for the German opening pair.
Sorry, I was distracted by the bug there.
The mantis.
Sorry.
Well, oh, brilliant bit of bowling from Eva Seegers. Turns the pace up there on Ronalds and almost knocks down all 3 stumps. I still haven't got an answer to that question. A zoo? What's a zoo for bugs? I feel like that's a stupid question. Does anyone know? Get in contact, please. I do not know. Is it still a zoo when it's bugs? Because that's what it's been like here.
A farm?
A farm?
There's just too much going on here. There's too many bugs.
Well, another run there by Germany, and so the Netherlands in this situation looking to get early wickets and looking to keep the score down low. If Germany put up a stand here and put on a big total, this will make the Netherlands' life a lot harder.
Absolutely.
For the chase. $27 for nothing off the 5-0 is one to come in the power play. And this opening pairing of Fronmare and Ronalds off to a good start here for Germany. 27 for no loss. And I think we're going to see the appearance of Sturkallis. Going to be bowling. She's picked up a couple wickets in the tournament so far.
Yeah, I think maybe on one, two occasions she's bowled in over too many in a spell. So they should use her for short, sharp bursts. But she's getting wickets, absolutely keep her on, but you could just need to mix it up.
Big pull shot away. Could be out. And safely in. Really good running there from Fronmeyer.
The Dutch have created a few chances here. They're, just their fielding needs to be a little bit sharper, and their catching as well. I'm presuming they'd have thought that they would have had a wicket by now. It's a no ball.
And we've seen this a couple times from Sturkallis. He's kind of duff balls and does the two bounce. He collects some of the soil onto her hands there. Fuller delivering the free hit. Now, Fronmeyer did advance down the wicket there. Going for a big shot, but the kind of ball lost a bit of flight halfway. And they managed just to pick up a single, as Ronalds is now going to face the bowling of Callis. Fuller delivery. Pulled away again. Seems to be Ronald's favourite shot of the game so far. One of these just lean forward pull shots to the square. And a wide. Well, we're just waiting for the umpire to signal that. Pulled away again. Last Denise Van Deventer there. Now, no doubt we're going to see her appear with a bat. It's the bowling of Catherine Bryce in that game. Scotland versus Netherlands. Managed to get Sturkallis. And Denise Van Deventer in 2 consecutive balls. Massive moment for Scotland. And we've seen another one of these no balls. The double bounces there by Sturkallis. What do you do as a bowler? You've had a couple of them. How do you fix that?
She's mixing up what she's trying to bowl. Just needs to get through it. Lots of support coming from her teammates. Just maybe
tries a pull shot again. It goes very fine. Well, that's the over there. Quite a costly one.
Yeah, I think the Dutch at the moment have a lot of bowlers, and I think they need to mix it up. And maybe Stair can come back on later, but at the moment I'd be going to more of their main attack bowlers at the moment.
Just take a look at this batting card so far and just see the impressive start here by Janet Ronalds and Stephanie Fronmeyer, 15 and 13. They do, well, they've got Christina Goff as well, and
but she's coming in at number 3. She's come up the order, which is good to see.
Maybe they listen to your advice in commentary. Who knows? It was a shrug of the shoulders there. Like Kira. $35-0 after 6. And we're going to see Hannah Lantier bowl now. Some right arm medium pace. One of the youngsters from the Netherlands side that has performed well. Talk about medium pace, that was a faster delivery there at the start of the over, and they managed to sneak a single. Really good running so far by Germany.
Absolutely. This is their best first wicket stand.
Wide delivery there, and more extras onto the Netherlands. I think the extras are going to start totaling up now. We've seen a bit of inconsistency by the Netherlands in their bowling. They've performed well, they've struck when they needed to, but the extras have cost them in all of their games actually.
Yeah, they certainly have been, and it's interesting how they're putting this bowling attack together.
That's really good from Lond here, right at the feet.
They just need to find their lines in. It's a bit all on both sides. Although Germany aren't necessarily punishing it. Again, we spoke about this, if they're playing against maybe a team a couple of ranks up, they might. But in order to get the wickets, they have to find consistent lines as well.
Another single there for Germany, and they seem pretty happy right now just to keep clocking it up. Now, this is on. We'll take a look at the bowling card at the end of the over here, Kira. It's been an interesting one. They've used a lot of bowlers so far, and do you think that's a deliberate choice here by? It's a deliberate choice by Post just to vary up the bowling attack. Sorry, more bugs are attacked. Bug just flew directly on my nose as I was trying to make a point there.
I don't think the bowlers have really settled yet. So, although
Big appeal, not out, says the umpire. I struck the back pad there. Mr. Callis just remains motionless right in the middle, trying to think of options here. Now let's have a look at this bowling card so far from the Netherlands. Well, already 5 bowlers used and the 7 overs gone, 9 extras conceded. No wickets picked up. Talk us through this.
Yeah, I think they are trying to mix it up, which is fine. But none of the bowlers have actually really challenged the batters yet. Like mixing it up is one thing if you're kind of creating challenges or chances, should I say? But it's been the Germans have been very, very happy with to go about their business, and this is their best opening stand so far. As we move, and they've actually got their run rate up to now 5.57, which has actually been the highest of this tour. So, again, I'd love to see them push for 100. Can you imagine? That would be fantastic.
What a story that would be.
Yeah, and you know what? They actually deserve it. They've fought so hard for it, and their supporters, there's about 15 people standing on the boundary there, all together. And it's great to see.
Must mention the Dutch contingent as well, in that bright orange. Wherever they go in the world, the Netherlands are actually playing right now in the World Cup. So if you're tuning in right now, thank you for choosing cricket. We've got a wonderful tournament so far. We're just I'm seeing Miranda. Got some off spin now. Miranda Wingmeyer, 26-year-old. Full of delivery and just off the toe of the bat there now.
What sort of shot was that in?
I was trying to. Oh, is that a French cut? Oh dear. Your favourite shot? How many of those did you play in a match?
God, none. I'm just laughing. We've seen a few of them this week.
Down the crease. Only going to find. If Seeger's there, extra cover.
I'm actually liking what Miranda's bowling here. She's getting it right, challenging the batter. And just her energy as well. There's a wicket coming. It's in the air.
It's in the air tonight. Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. You said that with such a voice of appreciation for that man. Phil Collins. Oh yes.
No.
Absolutely not. I was just testing it there to see if you would have stopped me.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I certainly did.
Well, 40 partnership up for Germany.
They build up many overs here, 3 dots in a row, and then they just give it away. It's a catch. Great catch, just in short there. That's what they needed. Do you know what? I think this opening pair have done so well. And the German fans are over there really appreciating.
Well, From is going to depart. It's been a tremendous opening stance here. They've put 40, well, there's 41 on the scoreboards. They scored their runs respectively as well. As we could see Christina Goff be, well, we're not going to see Christina Goff just yet. I thought she might have been moved up to number 3. That's from being met really warmly. It's been a great start by the German side here. They also known as the Golden Eagles. And they've, I'll tell you, they've had a wonderful social media presence this week. Anyone that follows them on Twitter.
I follow them on Twitter, and they were over in London. They did the Beatles, you know, the walk across the
Abbey Road.
yeah,
Yeah.
all of these things.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice picture. Yeah, they've been so wonderful, even after the tough first day they had and a tough debut against Scotland. 8-wicket win for Scotland that day. You know, new day, new challenges was their kind of motto. And again, we're hearing a lot of noise here from the Dutch in the field. Wind's picked up. Almost caught and bowled. Alonso with almost a one-handed grab there off the batting of Ronalds. Oh, it would have been a spectacular catch. We almost, his Kira grabbed it herself in midair next to us. And pushed forward there. And this is really nice bowling from Hannah Londe, the 16-year-old.
It's a pity that she didn't hold on to that. Definitely deserved that.
Just one of them ones which is just chipped forward. Jeanette Rollins just kind of lifted her head late there and it launched the ball in the air.
Honeycomb's good line and good length there. Really good and actually well adjusted by the batter.
Seen a couple of really good catches. Saw a couple of absolute blinders 2 days ago in that game against Scotland and Netherlands. One-handed grab by Lorna Jack. Fantastic catch that was. And also, Max Sood with a low two-hander at extra cover. Oh, tremendous stuff. That's going to be a wide there.
There's just that what we were speaking about. Just, you know, they build up a mini maiden. 3 balls in a row, a bit of pressure. They put in an extra fielder in here, short in the offside. But then they give it away with a wide. And that is coming down to experience, I suppose, for some of these young girls.
On! Well, there was an appeal, I think, for leg before wicket there. I actually heard a nick from here, and it looked as if it was going to go into the gloves there of Deleda. But what I also, whether you love it or not, there's this chorus and this unison of an appeal by the side, but they all run towards the umpire as well.
I think they actually did that appeal and a little bit of harmony as well.
And that was shot, really nice shot there by Janet Ronalds. Has it got the legs to run to the boundary? I don't think it does. It just slows up a metre before it. That's Caroline DeLonge doing fielding duties here at long off. And again, once again, that was a wonderful shot that probably deserved 4 runs. But here at the outfield, La Manga punishing the batsman.
Yeah, Caroline DeLonge and not any relation to Esther.
No. It's important to say, yes. Esther DeLonge, one of the development officers here for the ICC.
One of the chocolate suppliers for the week.
Absolutely.
Although she hasn't brought us any chocolate this week.
Yeah, former Dutch international as well, yeah, well. You seem very hung up on that. No chocolate this week. It was nice in Guernsey. We did get delivery of Twix or Twirl or Kit Kat or Mars bar. Kept us going, you know.
It does. It's a little thing.
Yeah, if anyone's listening and want to fly over to La Manga or give us a chocolate bar.
Melt in 2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But no, it's been wonderful being on commentary for this last couple of weeks, Kira. A good game ahead of us to finish up. 44 for 1.
There's a nice length. Again, I think she's doing a good job. Just you know, build your mini maiden, but go on to the next level. Finish it out.
Janet Ronalds. And this is Anna Healy, the new batter at the crease. Launch forwards. A really nice lofted cover drive there.
Just with the Dutch team using a lot of spin or bowlers with shorter run-ups, it's actually, we've gone up to 10 overs pretty quick here.
Put behind. I think there was some bat on that, and that's just going to run way down there to third man. One thing about this Netherlands side is the so many young players on the side, and we've seen this with all the teams that have played in this. Oh, it looks like it could have been out. Ronald's just prodded her back forward there, and it just skimmed past her. But yeah, that great mix of young and old. Harding could be out, and that should be the run out. That's the second wicket there. That was a really risky run. I think they thought they had the legs for that, but it was a really good pick up in the field. And at the end of the day, another easy run out. As you see, Janet Ronalds, I think she's pretty tired there. And they're going to have drinks now. We're having drinks at 10 overs just because of the heat. Well, a really good start here by the German team, even though it's sitting 47 for 2.
Yeah, this is their opening stand has been the best one they've had yet. That was unlucky there, but you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more runs. They're looking for the gaps, the opportunities, and actually, it's good to watch. They've improved all week, and we've said that so many times, and it's a nice thing to say about them.
Absolutely. We're just going to take a look at the summary card here. Well, there you have it. 9 overs in the 10th over, pardon me. 11 extras so far. 47 for 1. One delivery to come off the 10th over. Janet Ronalds. Story so far for Germany. 22 off 33 deliveries. Just going to take a quick drinks break ourselves. We'll be back with you in a couple minutes. And welcome back. And this is Germany versus Netherlands. End of the drinks break there. And one to come here. Oh, pardon me. Was that the end? That was the 10 overs. Sorry. Miscounting it here in the commentary box. And our scorecard is up today. So that was 10 overs there. And they managed to grab a wicket right at the end there. Of the 10th over. 47 for 2. And some apricots got delivered to the commentary box.
Oh my God, delish.
Delish.
I think actually what Esther is saying is, indirectly, you need to lose some weight and just have some apricots instead.
Well, that's one way to take it, isn't it? That's one way. I'm sure there wasn't, you know, any malice behind it, Kira.
No. Anyway, back to the game. They've now picked up 2 wickets. You can sense that the Dutch are ready. They're ready to step on these guys.
Absolutely. We're seeing Ava Lynch here make her first appearance.
It's a very Irish name.
Could be direct, it could be out, and that's another run out. That's 2 in a row. Really good hands in the field there by Heather Seegers, and another run out. It was a very risky single. They went for it. And another run out here. 47 for 3 now in the 11th over. Wow, good fielding there by the Netherlands.
Yeah, absolutely. Heather Seegers is very strong and a really good throw. Just over the top before the keeper. And that just makes it all the difference. Quick hands. Unfortunately, the batter's out.
Well, that was actually the wicket there of Christina Goff as well, the captain. What a massive wicket that is as well. She could have done some damage with the bat. And a run out in the first ball. Well, Janet Ronalds welcoming in another batter to the crease. And this, Ava Lynch. Could be 3 wickets in a row here. Do you get hat tricks for teams? The ban, well, that would have been very risky running there by, this is Katarika Vijay Rangahaven. Oh, and a lovely breeze hits the ground right now. That's welcome. That's very welcome. This is really good bowling so far from Ava Lynch. It does say it's Hannah Lond here bowling. This is in fact Ava Lynch, number 2.
Really nice bowling. Good option. Pity we haven't seen more of her this week. It's another good over by Ava Lynch.
Oh yeah, 18 years old. Really good over. Let's just...
We spoke about it this week, and just sometimes when you're out batting, you can feel it that it's 2v11 out there. And I like seeing the German batters talk to each other quite a bit and just talk each other through maybe what the bowlers are trying to do and just be there for each other, because it can be a little bit you can feel a little bit as if you're on your own out there sometimes.
There was a maiden there and a wicket as well. Really good bowling from Ava Lynch, and Janet Ronalds just needing now just to settle the ship a little bit here for Germany. They had a fantastic start. There's been 3 really quick wickets, including 2 run-outs, so it's not ideal. I think Janet's played a really good controlled innings so far. Hit high in the air. And wow, a bit of commentator's curse here. And that spells the end of Janet Ronalds. She leaves on 22 off 37 deliveries. Wow, I am biting my tongue now, Kira.
Yeah, we have seen that as well. Again, from the German side, they, will push around the ball a little bit. They're pushing up their singles, but then they have a release shot. And I suppose for that release shot, they just need to make sure they're steady, they're moving towards the ball, and they're connecting with it properly. Just on that occasion, she didn't, but she batted very well and into double figures. So well done, and well done on a good competition with the bat. It's not an easy task coming into this competition and, you know, first up. So I think she's done well for her team.
She's being met with warm applause from the German tent on our left here.
Just to wonder sometimes, you know, if the luck is with you sometimes on certain days. You know, the Dutch finding wickets here at the moment, and the Scots this morning couldn't.
It's been Miranda Veeringmeyer that's picked up the 2 wickets. Both been catches and just caught and bowled. Went high in the air, top edge by Janet Ronalds and straight into the hands of Miranda. As they've got 2 short fielders in, very short, silly mid positions. A lot of pressure here. Heather Seegers and Stir Callis right in the batter's face of Vijaya Ragahavan.
Another good over for the Dutch. Moved on to the 12th over now.
Let's just have another look at this points table and what this game is all about. Well, there's Scotland at the top. 4 matches, 3-1. That loss against the Netherlands. And they've got that net run rate of 2.37. The Netherlands need to secure a victory today, and we'll find out at the interval what needs to be done.
We actually spoke about this from the word going, about how much runs on the board and really pushing on with the bat in a tournament like this can have. In a, you know, when it comes to the final day, it really impacts the outcome.
Yeah, we saw it in Guernsey. It's Germany, in fact, against Jersey, where it came down just 2 balls at the end there. Coach Stephen Knox. It's also the coach. Could be a stumping here, and well in is Birvaish. Oh yeah, we saw Stephen Knox, head coach of the Scotland women's side, on the band end of it there. If Netherlands secure a comprehensive victory, it could be Scotland going out today on net run rate. Almost clips that into the stumps off the side of the bat there, and I thought from this view it looked as if it was just going to hit the bottom of the stumps there. Oh, they just grab a single there, and that's Birvaish off the mark.
Just later on in July, Ian, we mentioned this earlier on, there is a series happening in France between France, Jersey, Norway and Austria.
Brilliant.
So women's cricket in Europe continues to grow. Many new teams onto the international stage.
Growth of cricket in Europe and the women's cricket in Europe is promising.
Absolutely, and then the Dutch will leave here, head home, and then they'll have...
Could be a run-out opportunity, and a direct hit would have been out.
The Dutch have a mini-series, I suppose, coming up against the Scots, Irish and Thailand before they possibly head off to the global qualifiers in Scotland.
It's going to be an amazingly exciting tournament, that quadrangular, especially after seeing the matches between the Netherlands and Scotland in this tournament. Both going right down to the wire, a super over deciding the last one, and incredibly exciting. The amount of people around the ground, including myself actually, that just never seen a super over in person and got to witness how nerve-wracking and thrilling it is. We had the Scotland team all lined up on the boundary edge, all linking arms, and seeing Catherine Bryce over the finish there with her sister Sarah hitting the winning runs. Catherine Bryce just prodding one forward and running a single and securing that win in the Super Over. And what it did was bring today alive and brought the tournament into the final day. At the moment, the Netherlands in a strong position against Germany, 49 for 4 in the 14th. Hit big there by Ronalds, and another shot over the Cow corner. Big chase in here. Oh, pardon me, it's Ronalds. No. Pardon me, as I said, Ronalds there. That was VJ Rangahaven. Just looking at my notes the wrong way. This is what happens when you wear sunglasses in the sun. Look down at my notebook.
That's okay. There's lots of chopping and changing. Left-hand batter.
Well, 52 for 4 right now. So I've just seen the changes they got here for the left-hander. They've got 4 here on the 5 on the offside, and just the one deep point as well. Choose to go on the leg side, but picked up an extra cover. Pardon me. Mid-wicket. Mistakes all over the place here in the commentary box by me.
That's a good move by Miranda coming around, just changing it up for the batter.
Oh, overthrow here, and the Germans are going to manage to sneak in a single there. Well, that's just a bit of sloppy fielding in the Netherlands here, and they just tighten up the hinges here. In this situation, you don't want to start leaking away runs. Really good bowling by Miranda there. You saw the batter want to play a big shot there. Got on one knee, did Vijay Rangahaven, and suddenly it landed right at her toes. Turn of pace, and that's just nicked down. It's going to be over. 2 singles at the end of the over. 54 for 4 now. After 14 overs, 6 to come. Well, Germany, they're going to be pushing on for their highest total in T20 international cricket. The Netherlands, have they got to go for the wickets here, or did they just restrict the run rate down?
I think both. There's really no harm. They go hand in hand together. And I think what they're doing at the moment, maybe just tighten up lines, force more errors, and just be ready. Well bowled again by Ava. She's definitely been a good option here. She's just keeping it very, very simple. Fielders are backing her up. Lots of movement off the ball.
It's gone high in the air, could claim a wicket. That is, that's another wicket. And Ava Lynch grabs her first wicket. That's the end of Vijay Rangahaven. The 18-year-old, very impressive from her 3 overs, and it's just the top edge there, easy catch.
And she's just kept it simple, and she's tried to bowl, straight enough lines. Her fielders are in for I suppose there's that release shot we spoke about again from the Germans, just swinging maybe across the line. But I suppose they're just trying to keep the board ticking over, and the Dutch then are trying to get the wicket. So the German team did win the toss and they decided to bat. So I don't know whether that's a tactical move or, you know, they wanted to try it first, or they could be maybe just a little bit tired after this morning as well.
Oh, really nice delivery there by Ava Lynch. Just flighting that in really nicely. High in the air, and there isn't a fielder at square leg. They got deep, but that kind of lands it in that no man's zone there, and it's just another safety there. Verena Stahl is the new batter in as a fly comes and attacks us in the corner. That one really.
Do you notice that they only attack you?
Always. And I wonder why.
Well, I have my thoughts on that.
sure many people do. Yeah. Well, 55 for 5 off the 15 overs. 5 overs to go in this ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. It's game 6 of 6 here in La Manga. It's been a wonderful tournament, and Netherlands looking to get the win here and get the net run rate required to secure the top of the table. That means they've already secured a position at the T20 Global Qualifier in Scotland later this year, but they were looking to secure that Cricket World Cup qualifying space as well. Bowled! And that's a wicket again. Verena Stahl departs. Bowled middle stump. Really nice turn of pace there as well. Yeah. Really nice bowling.
Heather Sieg is very strong. And I think she could get a lot more out of her bowling as well, but she's very effective, T20. And just again, the little changes they've had in the bowling, it's just mixed it up a little bit for the German side and brought on the wickets at the right times.
Yeah, turn of pace there. It just caught Verena Stahl off guard. It's a rapid delivery and it just knocked down middle stump and the bails flew off. 55 for 6 now. Just going to wait and see who the new batter is for Germany.
Left-hander. I love when a batter comes out and everyone's ready to go for the right-hander and then they just...
This is Suzanne McNanama Brereton.
We actually haven't seen the lower order of Germany yet because they haven't been all out.
No. Oh, big turn of delivery. LBW call by the fielders. McNanama Brereton.
See, this is where I'd love if Caroline DeLongen had just maybe one over left at the end. I think she'd be ideal to bring on now.
Well, 55 for 6. This German side got off to a fantastic start. Wonderful partnership. Now losing wickets very quickly. Clipped away. There could be a run there. They should run if I were them, but they're not going to. I think there's just a little bit of nerves out there for the German batters. Eva Seegers has bowled very well. turn of pace picked up by Ster Callis. Just one to come here. Wide. Well, was on a wicket made in there, Heather Seegers, and concedes a wide. And almost finds the bat there. McNanama Brereton. Well, just the wide there. 56 for 6 after 16.
The opening pair got off to a really good start. We saw them play. That was actually the best partnership that we've seen up front. And also, just the intent. They came out and they were running singles, hit over the top a couple of occasions, and it was really good to watch. Christine Goff went very cheaply, and we've seen her make a couple of decent runs over this week. But unfortunately then, as you can see, just been full of wicket at just wrong times, and just coming again back to that 12 extras. We've seen wides top score, well, not top score, but play its role again this week, and it's something going forward for all teams.
High in the air. Ava Lynch could pick up a second here, and she does. Well, that was Miranda Veringmeyer, the receiver there, clipped high in the air, and Ava Lynch has grabbed her second wicket here for the Netherlands. 7 down at Germany now. 56 for 7 in the 17th over. Well, wonderful bit of bowling. And look at them figures. 3 for 2 in her 4th over.
Yeah, she's been so effective. And I'm interested why we didn't maybe see her a little bit more, feature a little bit more during the week. But she's did a good role. And her team has responded very well to her.
So we talk about these little goals that Germany set themselves, and I think they should aim to get their highest score here. I mean, if they get another 9 runs, they'll match it. And 10, they'll get their highest score of the week, and that will mean their highest score in international cricket, in T20 international cricket. So these little goals, I think that partnership at the front, at the start, is a wonderful thing for them. Ava Lynch again. Wide delivery there. Plenty of words of encouragement. Denise van Deventer, one of the loudest voices I've ever heard on a cricket field. Constant words of encouragement. Always nice to hear. Vocal sides. Do not want to imagine how hot it is out there right now. Full delivery by Ava Lynch, and half an appeal on the pad, but it was a bigger appeal there by Ster Callis than Ava. Ava, I think, just asked, going down? High in the air, could be out again. Oh, no, it's just out of the reach there of a bet delayed, and it looks like a run-out opportunity, and it's another!
That was fantastic. Reactions were top notch there. Just unfortunately, the batter there showing just she's inexperienced and just I think the nerves got to her. Just wanted to get off strike as quickly as she could, and it didn't go into the hands. But Heather Seegers picked that up and direct hit, very effective, really good. A bit of a collapse now in the batting, unfortunately, for German team. Ian.
Yes, it's sad to see after that opening partnership, but 56 for 7 now, just the 3 wickets remaining, as we're seeing Emma Wagner, 14-year-old Emma Wagner, is the new batter at the crease here, also with Antonia Meyenborg as well. So her sister Selina Meyenborg also on the side, but is one of the substitute fielders today. Well, we were actually having a chat with Emma Wagner's dad early on today, in the morning, just before the Scotland-Germany game, and just talking about obviously how proud he was. But to mention that Emma Wagner it could be out, could have been stumping. Emma Wagner is captain of Munich Women's Cricket Club, age 14, and they've won the league 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we've had a couple of conversations about German cricket over the week. It's all happening just about their regional divisions, and just about how the girls are, I suppose, spread out quite a bit. They're trying to really get up the participation and the numbers of women's cricket. And they're supposed just going back to just keep it, a little bit of... They train, they don't have grass wickets. They train, in halls. They try to do as best they can. So I think, all their prep coming to this, it wouldn't be as detailed and stuff as the Dutch or the Scots, but I suppose they're doing what they can with the facilities they have, and that's not easy in itself. So I think they're actually doing quite well, and I think you just need to keep that in mind as well, that they don't have all these fancy facilities or access to
Finds the
coaches.
net. Well, that just gets the edge there, Meyerborg, and she's off the mark in international cricket.
We had, again, some of the girls in here from Mexico cricket yesterday, and they highlighted the same. They were trying to play some men's or boys cricket. And again, they're not playing on turf wickets. It's a new experience and just learning how to go about it.
You can actually see Wagner's dad on the sideline now, and just on the boundary edge, cheering on every ball here. Ken finds the edge. She's going to get runs now. And that's runs in international cricket for 14-year-old Emma Wagner. She also picked up the first 2 wickets. Not only the first, but the first 2 wickets for Germany in T20 international cricket. A fantastic story from this tournament, and incredible. She started playing cricket 3 years ago in Germany. What was even nicer, actually, to hear was that her dad was saying that she was wanting to play more cricket and move to England and keep playing cricket. She loves the game that much, and it's just great to hear.
Yeah, and apparently her grandmother played for England.
Absolutely.
We'll have to find out a name there.
In the 50s, the name has a... I should have written it down. Classic error, and just prodded forward there. Oh, yeah. I don't think I was captaining a side at 14 years old. Were you? Kira nods her head. Sometimes I forget who I'm sitting next to.
Oh, Ian.
An Irish cricket legend.
Yeah, Ian, I think the Dutch should really need to go on and get these 2 wickets and really finish this out strong. Leave nothing open, especially with that points board. Get every wicket they can. And we spoke about standards. Really finish strong, as they've come into this tournament strong. Finish strong.
Absolutely. Well, 60 for 8, 2 overs to go here. Germany have lost quick wickets, but we have Emma Wagner and Antonia Meyerborg in for Germany right now. Now, if they get 6 more runs, they're going to get their highest score in T20 international cricket. And what an achievement that would be. And another little win here for this new side into the international arena. But like you said, Netherlands keen to grab the final 2 wickets here. Wide delivery there. This is Hannah Lantier bowling again. The Netherlands here, you said they started slow. They had a lot of energy in the field, but I think they were just struggling to just break that opening partnership of the start here. But they've really carried the momentum through, which has been really encouraging to see. They've carried the energy through every single wicket. They've been keen to strike and continue to strike, and I don't think they want to let Germany bat out these 20.
I think Holland have had some changes in their squad over the last few years, and some of the youngsters that have come in are really hitting the ground running, and it's actually really good to see. I've been impressed by the wicket keeper and Leggy this week, and just some of the the players that have been around a long time, but are still only.
Full delivery in the air, could be caught by Sturkalis as she dove to the ground. Could be a run-out opportunity, but Wagner's in clear, and another couple runs there. Pardon me, another run on to the scoreboard.
This is actually interesting. The ones that are, I suppose, you'd call experienced in this side are still in their early 20s. So, and that's including Sturkalis, who's 19. So, I think if this group can stick together, along with the Scots at the moment, they can be serious units coming up.
Well, we're just chatting with Chair of Cricket Scotland, Tony Bryan, during the last game, and just chatting about this Scotland squad right now. And I said, is it a mix of old and new? And he said, absolutely not. When your oldest player is around 26 years old, 27, and that's your oldest player, you've still got mileage there. And, some of these girls are playing a lot of international cricket this year, and it's going to build. And more importantly, the experience you gain from playing in these high-pressure situations is invaluable. We chatted yesterday, Kira, about, the super over for both sides is a situation in which Scotland secured the victory, and how important it was for them, not only for the tournament, but I think for morale going forward for the global qualifier. But the Netherlands were on the other side of that, and there's always the loser in sport. And how much drive has that given them today? How much drive will that give them when they go to the qualifiers and not wanting to be on the other side of it and the wrong side of it again? You all learn this, and Germany, they got to watch a thrilling game yesterday as well. But they'll be learning, struck at the pads, and the shake of the head there from umpire Dowdles.
He's been attacked by flies again. Let's just cut to point. Run out chance here.
Another here. Now, how nice will it be? There's only the 2 deliveries to come now. If they can get another 3 runs here and get their highest score in international cricket, that would be fantastic. We've got Emma Wagner facing here, Heather Seegers. It looked like that nearly got on the nick of the bat, just prodded forward there. Heather Seegers has bowled very well, not only in this match but in the tournament.
Yeah, I think she could definitely go up a notch as well. I'm interested in how they use her as a bowler.
And bowled. Heather Seegers strikes again, and that spells the end. Emma Wagner on the final delivery here. And they get a wicket right there, and it's going to finish 63 for 9. Well, that's 63 for 9 after 20 overs here. Now, it's been a very good effort here by the German side, and I think a very strong effort to the tail end of that innings by the Netherlands here.
Yeah, the Netherlands have done a job. And that's what they had to come out to do. And I think earlier on in the week, we spoke about having runs on the board, having wins on the board and that net run rate. And I think that the Dutch side have put themselves in a good position here. But that's also come from the beginning of the tournament. So they've done a good job here. They just need to go out and really back it up with the bat now.
Well, this is really good to see. Both sides applauding each other off, and the Netherlands side applauding after Joe. And there's high fives all round as well there, if you can see in the background. That fantastic atmosphere and team spirit they've had. Well, the challenge is simple here. The equation is pretty simple right now. Netherlands need to get 64 to win and secure the top of the table and secure a place at the global qualifiers. The T20 World Cup and also the Cricket World Cup. We're going to have a quick look at the batting card here for Germany. Just talk you through this. That's actually the system is failing on me in the final game. The system is failing on me. I'm not sure if it's a loss of internet or not. But anyway, we'll talk you through it. It's a wonderful opening partnership there. But we saw very quick wickets now as we have technical difficulties in the studio. The commentary box, not a fancy studio. I wish we were in the baking hot heat, but it's okay. Well, anyway, 63 for 9 after 20 overs. Netherlands will require 64 runs in their 20 overs to grab the victory here and grab the victory in the tournament. We'll be back in 10 minutes time for that run chase. In the meantime, grab a drink, grab a cup of tea, whatever, and we'll see you after the break. Well, hello and welcome back to the ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. It's Kira Metcalf beside me, Ian Leggett, and she's already beginning to distract me knowing that this is the final time we'll be commentating together in the summer. What an exciting prospect we have ahead of us. The Netherlands chasing down 63 after Germany finished 63 for 9 after 20 overs. A final ball wicket as Emma Wagner was bowled by Heather Seegers. Kira, what are your thoughts ahead of this run chase?
Yeah, like it's by no means over. Holland, big half ahead of them. They need to come out, get these runs. And the big thing we spoke about, especially with Scotland and Holland, is their standards. Come out here, play the cricket that I know they can play, and just get the job done. I'm sure on the other side of the German team would like to pick up a few wickets and keep them out here as long as they can. And we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Well, it's all about net run rate. We'll just take a quick look at this points table. I'll give all the meaning. There's Scotland at the top with their 3 wins and Netherlands in second, but it's that column on the right. If Netherlands is to score this victory, they're going to have to do it roughly within, my estimations, within about 13, 14 overs. And they should secure the net run rate. All the calculators were out of the innings break. But here we go. It's going to be...
No, it's okay. It's a fuller ball there to just Claire Callis, just to kind of get her one off the middle of the bat. A feel-good shot.
So it's going to be Stephanie Fronmeyer, who's the opening bowler here, number 4. This is the final innings of this tournament here in La Manga. Short delivery and Stir Callis off the mark, and she's batting now with Heather Seegers, and these two have been formidable partnership, not to mention the incredible and world record equaling century by Stir Callis, 126 runs off 76 balls. She's the highest score, well, joint highest score by a woman in a T20 international. Push
really
forward,
nice
a lovely straight hit. And that's Heather Seegers off the mark. Straight hit for 4. Talk about confidence.
Beautiful shot, moving her feet. Again, we did highlight that area of mid-on, mid-off where the fielders seem to be slightly wider than they need to be. And also just maybe sitting off the circle a little bit, where they know the strength that the Dutch have, especially between backward point and through the drives. They've now pushed someone out of that long off, so
it almost looked like she grabbed the wicket there, and I think they're saying that was the little confusion there by Fromer. Actually, she thinks she claimed the wicket. Just going over the check there.
that actually looked as if she bowled her.
Yeah. At first, it looked like it was the hands of Katarika Vijayaraghavan stumping. I'm just going to have a look at the... Unfortunately, we do not have action replay for you, but we're just going to have a look.
Saying it's not out. The umpire just said. It's actually interesting. Just with the way the bails came off, it just suggested to me that that could have been bowled. Maybe just clipped off stump. Because just with the motion of the keeper's gloves, it didn't look that the bails wouldn't have landed that way. So it's an interesting one.
Just having a look at the replay there. And and that almost looked like it. And there's two balls and 2 times. We're just taking a look at the replay, just the footage here.
She did bowl her. Just go back again.
Just having a look at the footage one more time. Wow, a big call here.
Yeah, she bowled her.
Yeah, it looks as if it was a clean bowl. can rewind on your laptop screens if you wish to have a look at that. Kira Metcalf believing that was a bold.
Well, it's just the way the keeper hasn't caught the ball and brought it back to the stump, so...
My only other thought would be that it might have been the glove of Vijay Raghavan just clipping that there. Yeah. That's my only thought. Well, that's the end of the over there, and it's 7 for no loss here after 1 over.
It's one of those things. It's gone now, unfortunately.
Well, interesting start there. Could have been the end of Heather Seegers, and that could have been a big wicket here for Germany.
Certainly could.
So they're chasing down 63, 64 to win here, and if they do it within our estimations, about 13 overs, they should secure the top of the table and the required net run rate here. Germany, they're going to want to put up a fight. Fantastic side. We're going to see Christina Goff. Now Christina Goff picked up 3 wickets against Scotland in her 4 overs. She'll be keen to strike again and went without facing a ball in the batting innings. This is the German captain here in La Manga. Beautiful setting. Really nice length already there from Christina. I'm just looking around, and we are spoilt for views here in our location. It's a wonderful location. A really nice place to watch cricket, and notice it seems like it's a really good team environment as well, Kira.
Yeah, the facilities that the teams are staying at are fantastic. There's pool, there's gym, recovery sessions available, and just kind of self-catering accommodation that I know some of the teams have gone out and they've bought some food and they're taking turns cooking, and again that adds a little bit of responsibility and just, I suppose, brings them all together. So I think it's a great environment for the teams to be in.
Tries the pull shot, and that's going to run away to the boundary, and a really confident shot there from Sturkallis as she picks up her first 4 of the day.
She actually double hit that. Just came off the top. But again, effective, a 4.
Well, we saw this in her century knock, sometimes almost predicting where the ball was going to go. That was the kind of confidence she had. Let's see, 12 for no loss here in the second over. It's a wide delivery here, and it's another one onto the scoreboard. Every single run being met with applause from the Danish fans around the ground. Raised her bat there like she was going to go for the big slog.
Yeah, it was nicely played. She just adjusted at the last minute. Just communicating back to Peter Batter, just what she's doing with her wrist and how the ball is moving.
Oh, hesitation in the middle. Could be a run out here. They chose the wrong end, Germany. Heather Seegers was more than halfway down the wicket there. Almost within touching distance of Sturkallis, and they went for the wicket-keeper end, and it could have been a run out at the other end. Another opportunity for Germany. Just having a look at the field here, Christina Goff. Well, that is the end of the over, and just the umpires doing their counting once again. And that's the end of the over. 2 overs gone, 13 runs conceded.
The heat is getting to everyone. This has been a long tournament for Germany. They want to finish as strong as they can. 13 off 2. No real threat to Holland.
There we are. They decide to play the long off here.
I don't think that's a bad decision. Heather's quite strong through there, and also just it takes, you know, instead of getting 4, they're getting 1, and it just prolongs.
Well, we saw in that game against Germany and Netherlands where 196 was put on. We did estimate there must have been about 40 runs conceded down that area.
Yeah, they want to keep the Dutch out here for as long as they can and try to pick up as many wickets. So just not letting easy 4s go by, and especially in one area where they kind of target them. Just picked up a lot of runs.
Could be caught. And it's a wicket here. They've grabbed the first one. Anna Healy, the catch there. And that's the wicket of Stur Callis. Massive moment here for Germany.
That is good bowling. Stair just played it ball too wide of her body. She should have actually just left it, I think. And just a nice take at backward point.
Well, we're seeing a very slow walk off here by Stur Callis. It was a half hit shot and looking to launch it over the head of backward point, and instead it landed safely in the hands of Anna Healy. And 15 for 1 now in the third over. Germany have grabbed a wicket, and it's the crucial wicket there of Stur Callis, the Centurion from early on in the week. We're going to see Denise van Deventer come to the crease here, and she has been in fantastic form throughout the week, apart from the duck against Scotland.
Yeah, she just has to put that behind her now and just get on with what the game in hand.
75 runs to Deventer in the tournament so far. An aggressive pull shot right off the mark.
That's actually what she does so well. She just rotates the strike. And it's not even boundaries, it's just 1s and 2s. But also takes the pressure off the batter at the other end, allowing them to play their cricket and score freely. A nice shot driven to the cover. Easy single picked up. Just again keeping that scoreboard going just after the wicket. Just want to keep to the job at hand. I should push for 2 here. Nice shot.
Pulled away really nicely, and that's going to be a boundary.
Just a shorter ball. The Seekers pushing that to the square leg boundary. Just waiting for the scoreboard to update.
Yeah, just scoring system sometimes lags behind, so if you're seeing the score there, the score is actually currently 25 for 1, chasing down 63 here. It's Now it's going to be Christina Goff again. Cries of "Come on, Tina," ringing around the boundary. Just push forward there. I think Denise Van Deventer will play that shot all day long. Like we said, they are chasing down 63 now, so we're going to come down a net run rate by the end of this. We'll take a look at the points table at the end of the over. Just to remind you, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is live cricket running a good single here and really good running there between Seegers and Deventer. Yes, this is the ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. Been a fantastic tournament. It's the final game, and Netherlands looking to secure the top of the table. They've secured themselves a position at the T20 Global Qualifier in Scotland. They're also looking to secure a position at the ICC Women's World Cup Global Qualifier. That's going to be held in 2021. That's an opportunity to go to the 50 over World Cup, and you think, you know, with the progression that these sides will make in a year, in 2 years, what an opportunity they could have to go to the Women's World Cup. Filler delivery by Christina Goff, and it's just driven forward, and another single is going to be picked up from the Netherlands. The score now 27 for 1. Again, we're just going to wait for our scoreboard to update. Let's take that away for you. There's Christina Goff on your screen right now.
It's a good single. Again, Denise looking busy at the wicket. That's one way I've described her this week. She just comes in and does her job. She just always wants to rotate the strike, and it's really good. I'm sure it's good to bat with as well.
Big pull shot. Missed times. It might run away, and it has. It's run away to the boundary. I'll be intrigued if that's. It's just given us four buys.
Nice shot.
Oh, lovely.
She plays that shot so well.
Forward push there by Heather Seegers. Again, just clocking up a single, and it's hit with such power as well. You know, we've chatted about whether it was difficult to find the boundary here, but Seegers has no difficulty putting a bit more brutish strength on it and rolling over the boundary. They did have a fielder there long off. 33 for 1 at the end of the over. Let's take a look at this points table again, Kira. And here it is. Well, as you can see, Scotland at the top. And if you're tuning in here, Netherlands looking to grab the victory and secure the runs within, we estimate, about 13 overs. And that means they'll get the required net run rate to secure the victory in the tournament and grab a place at the global qualifiers. All to play for here.
Yeah, again, that's not official. That's us having...
Yes,
yeah.
That is our estimated calculations here in the commentary box. It will all be properly calculated. This is just all the maths that was done as the camera just zooms in there. That's a very loose delivery there, and it's a loose no ball. They're going to run 2 here. Well,
that's good running. Again, they understand the power of all these runs that they need to get, and they're really keeping the run rate ticking over. That's a free hit. We've seen quite a lot of no balls this tournament.
We have a couple looseners. Nana Healy powers that one down, but that's driven really hard there. That's Heather Seegers again with another powerful cover shot there. Wonderful cricket shot. And another 4.
And I think Heather could be a person that could take her game to a whole different level with her batting and bowling. Very strong. And I don't think we've seen the best of this player yet. She's one on the up.
And a loose delivery again. It's gone wide, and they're going to run another 2 here. It's 2 wides.
So they could run there as well because it's wide, because she didn't offer any shot, but they picked up 2 wides.
That's 3 wides, pardon me. They ran 2 off the wide, so it's another 3 on. It's 43 now. Score 20 away from equaling it. 21 away, and another really nice shot there through the covers. Christina Goff going to collect here. And at the moment, the Netherlands marching to victory here. That's 45 for 1 here in the 5th over. Straight into the hands of Christina Goff there. And that's just a dot ball, and that's going to be a relief here for the German side and Anna Healy. It's been 12 off the over so far. Big shot could be caught. Christina Goff has just dropped that there at mid-off. Fell onto her back, and it came at her with a lot of force, but...
Certainly did, Ian. Just with that catching technique. I just described that to the kids nearly as a crocodile, and you just have to watch with that, because she's not going to hold many catches catching like that. So I think that's something as well that she can have a look.
Well, another opportunity for a wicket there.
Just unlucky. You can see her body language. She's disappointed she dropped that. It was hit hard.
It was. Wicket could have been a wicket there of Heather Seegers, and a massive over there. 13 off it. 46 for 1 now.
That's what I like about this German team. Put down a catch, but yet they're all high fives. Let's just get on with it. We're doing our best. It's a great attitude.
Well, I'll be enjoying what looks like it could be the final moments of the tournament here, and a wonderful tournament they've had. The results haven't gone their way, but the experience they've gained has just been absolutely tremendous. And the growth as we see another European nation make that step into international women's cricket. Another step forward as well for European cricket. Another step forward for women's cricket. It's wonderful to see, and the energy and the enthusiasm they've had all week. It's brought many smiles.
I think, in fairness to Germany, they've challenged 2 teams that are obviously ranked higher than them. Just for them to maintain their standards and to play the cricket they know. And we've seen mistakes along the way.
This is Antonia Meyenberg getting her first bowl in the tournament.
So I think Germany have actually done much better than they think. I'd really like to see Holland finish this off in style here now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You know, the wickets they've got against Scotland this morning as well. Really good effort in the field all round. Cut away.
Oh, nice stuff.
That was McNanama. Brereton sliding on the ground slot there. Backward point. Really nice bit of fielding.
Again, good feeling, just an extra cover. Heather Seegers driving the ball with good power. Picked up, no run. Very strong batter.
Gonna grab another single there, and that's smart batting there from Heather Seegers. Dot ball, and just very content with picking up a single. She moves on to 28. 22 deliveries. The score 49 for 1 now. 64 required for the victory.
Again, no real threat to the Dutch team, just rotating the strike. They move on to 51 off 6 overs. And the German team now can spread the field. But I think it's just, it might be a little bit too late at this moment.
There's the match summary so far, and you see German innings there. 63 for 9 from their 20 overs. Gernot Ronald's the star of the show for Germany with 22. 38 from Meyer as well with that wonderful opening partnership of theirs. But 51 on the board now, marching towards that 64 required to take the win. Hit hard. It's gone square. It's another 4 there. Really confident shot again from Heather Seegers. She's hitting the ball so cleanly right now.
Yeah, definitely had the 2 batters. You don't want to bowl a short ball to Heather. She will definitely punish the ball. And she did that over just to kind of deep mid-wicket. Very cleanly hit, as you said.
Straight hit. McNanama Brereton does the fielding at long on. And they grab another couple there.
That's it, just they're having a look at the fielder. The fielder had to get around to get the ball back in. Need to be aware of the right hand, left hand.
7 required now. And hard. It looks like they want to do it in this over, to be honest. They happy to change the strike. It's going to be 6 needed now. And that's 6 runs will take them to victory in this match. Take them to victory in the tournament. Take them to the global qualifiers as well. Swept away, and it looks like it might run away for 4 here. Big chase by Emma Wagner on the boundary. Picks it up well. And a big arm in as well.
It's a good throw. You can see even just the length of the grass maybe has just been a bit long for this tournament. Just even as the sun has been on the grass all day, it hasn't dried up, and we haven't seen the ball come off it even quicker.
4 needed now to claim the victory. Really nice bit of bowling there from Anna Healy. Right at the toes. Hit away. Has it got enough to get to the boundary? And it could be the runs to win it. And there the 4 runs to win it. And the Netherlands side come running onto the pitch here in La Manga. They've secured victory in the match. And they've secured first place here at the ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. They fall to the floor. And what a victory this is. A fantastic performance with the bat. And they'll be heading not only to the global qualifiers for the T20 World Cup in Scotland, but also the Women's Cricket World Cup Global Qualifiers in 2021 as well. A tremendous effort by the Dutch team here, Kira.
Yeah, I think if I'm being honest, I think they took the Scots by surprise on the first day, and that win really stood to them throughout, and they built on that. You know, Stair Callis putting up 1-2-6 the following day, really pushing that net run rate up, and it left so much work for the Scots to do then at that stage, and they just didn't take control of that today, unfortunately, and the Dutch have gone through.
Yeah, really wonderful scenes on the screen right now. It's such a young side, and you know, they had the unbelievably tense finish 2 days ago against the Scots in that super over, and there's confirmation they've won this game by 9 wickets, but more importantly, they're going to be at the top of the table in this tournament
It's the Dutch are celebrating out there, but the German team are just leaving. I think they were taken by surprise how they had some pitch invasion, but
Yeah.
I think they need to clap off, and they've had a great week, and congratulations to the German
Absolutely,
team.
and I think we're going to see that right now as the Netherlands side, and a couple of them raise their hands in the air. That's Juliette Post, the captain, and they're going to go and meet the German side here. It was a tough game for the Germans in their first competition to be playing a side eyeing up the first spot, but we spoke about it all week. Wonderful team, a wonderful energy they've had, and they've really pushed these top teams all the way in some occasions. They've lasted the 20 overs, and they've showed great resilience and earned wickets as well against these big sides. The big story today is the Netherlands securing that victory, and they'll be making their way to both the global qualifiers for both the World Cups. So the sides now are shaking hands. Big Kira, it's been a very good game of cricket today.
It's been fantastic. 2 games of cricket, and I think all week the spirit that the game has been played in, the German side coming in and learning so much. You could see by the end of the week they improved so much. The Scots, I follow them on social media, and I know from people in the background there, and they're working very hard at the moment. It didn't come together fully for them. I think they nearly need to just forget about this, just get on with it. They've got a big summer ahead. They've got a competition against the Dutch, Irish and Thailand before they move on to the qualifiers there. And the same with Holland. They need to just continue to build on what they've got. A lot of teams have actually been rebuilding in Europe at the moment, and it's nice to see a lot of the youngsters this week stand up and chip in.
Absolutely. Well, we're just going to have a look at the batting card here, the final game here in this ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. And there it is. Well, Sturkalis was the big wicket they got, but Heather Seegers, 36 not out, and Denise Van Deventer playing that supporting role once again. But it was some fantastic striking of the ball there by Heather Seegers to knock them over the line.
Absolutely. I'd love to see Heather Seegers continue on with her batting and her coaching and just really move on with the bat and ball. She's a strong girl, and she could definitely do a lot more for the team. And again, just mentioning Denise, who has been the backbone of a lot of the innings there. She's a fantastic player.
Absolutely. And here's the bowling card. Well, Stephanie Fromme with that wicket there of Sturkalis. I think it came to a surprise of some of the players on the pitch there when that catch was received by Anna Healy, and it was a wonderful catch at backward point. But there's the bowling, just the one wicket there with Christina Goff, Anna Healy and Antonia Meyenberg getting her first bowl here in the final game here, bowling that over and going for 5. A really nice performance. Just going to take it off here as we've seen some of the Dutch parents come over with balloons to celebrate. As you see one of the coaches there, and a big high five. They know what an incredible effort this has been from the side. And if we go back to that game, that first victory against Scotland on the first day of action here, as you see the side and a big cheer from the Netherlands side here, it really was a performance that, like you said, led the way and paved the way forward for this side.
Yeah, I think they both had, they didn't know what to expect, because as I said to you, a lot of the teams throughout Europe have been rebuilding. Some of the older players have retired. So, the newer players, the younger players are coming through and being given senior roles when they're quite young. But during this tournament, you see on the Scottish side and the Dutch side, they've all stood up, and they just on the first day, I think Holland got it right. Just my opinion, I felt that Scotland didn't really, I don't know, maybe they underestimated what they were coming up against with the Dutch, and that loss really, was the turning point in the week.
Yeah, we're just going to have a look at this points table, and hopefully it should be all sorted out, and we'll confirm that there you are, the Netherlands at the top of the table, and it has come down a net run rate here, 2.8993 and 2.3708 is the difference. They got the same number of points, they won the same number of matches. They both lost a game against each other, but that's confirmation there. Netherlands at the top of the table here in the women's qualifier. Now, you've just spoken a little bit about Scotland, and it's going to be a tough one for them to take, and commiserations must go out to the Scottish women's cricket team. Played tremendous cricket. And that game will live long in the memory. That game against the Netherlands 2 days ago, going down to a super over. Catherine Bryce hitting the winning runs there. Going on from here, all eyes must be on the global qualifier now.
Yeah, completely, and it's going to be a fantastic tournament.
On home soil as well.
Yeah, it's going to be Scotland, Ireland, Bangladesh, Thailand, USA, Papua New Guinea, Zimbabwe and Holland. And I'm presuming Zimbabwe are going to travel for the qualifiers. I'm not 100% sure on that, because they've pulled out on a recent trip. They're supposed to start tomorrow against Ireland and play then Holland again. soon. But I think it's just a shout out as well. I know I've kind of spoke about Germany quite a bit this week, but I suppose they've played two teams that had an agenda, that had plans, and they're trying to gain their first international experience against two teams who are trying to progress onto something else. So I think the spirit they played the cricket in, and just how everyone's gone about it, has been really nice to watch.
Yeah, I think it should be the story of this tournament has been the incredible German national women's cricket team, Golden Eagles. Also, you can follow them on social media, and it is worth a follow. My recommendation: the fans they brought, the attitude, the energy. I've used that word energy, and it has been magnetic. Even before this game, they were having a dance warm-up. It was like dance aerobics on the sideline. They were clapping along to some music, and I went over to try and join in. I was too late, Kira. But they've just been absolutely fantastic, and the way they've played the cricket has been brilliant to watch.
Absolutely, and I think they actually stopped the regime when you came over, Ian.
Oh, that's good to know. It wouldn't surprise me. My killer moves would have mocked them all. No, but what is also it's been a great demonstration of why we love this sport so much, and the sportsmanship put on display by all the teams from the Netherlands, Scotland, and Germany in this tournament has been fantastic. But the headline today: Netherlands have secured the victory in this tournament, have secured a place. And what a team we're looking at here. So young, so dynamic, a long way to go. And they're playing the global qualifier for the T20 World Cup, but this qualifier for the Cricket World Cup in 2021. I mean, they're going to grow so much.
Yeah, it just kind of puts out a pathway for them at the moment. And I feel sorry for Scotland. I wish, both teams were going through, but it's the way it is. And you can even see just from, there's a qualifying chart the ICC have drawn up, and there's so many different areas, different teams trying to qualify, and it's getting bigger, and we're loving it, but it's also getting it's harder to qualify now. Unbelievable.
The cutthroat nature of associate cricket strikes again. We are seeing the Scotland team actually come onto the pitch, and they're actually going to be here for the celebrations, and I think they're going to go and congratulate here the Netherlands side as they're posing for a photo with their flag. And this is good to see the Scotland team arriving at the end of the tournament here. They'll be flying off today as the Netherlands side celebrate there on your picture. Well, this has been a wonderful tournament, Kieran. If we look back at memories from it, is there any particular highlights for you?
There's been some individual playing highlights. I suppose there's been some good knocks from some of the Scottish girls. I was impressed by the leg spinner on the Dutch team and the wicket keeper, and just bits and pieces. And I loved how all of the teams, when you first come into a competition, it takes a bit to hit the ground running. So, and that's a skill, and they have to kind of move into the competition. But the second day, everyone was, you could see the bowling was better, and everyone grew into the competition. Batting was better. Just by the third day, but at the same time you're in a kind of a qualifying tournament, and you don't have that time to ease yourself in. But Holland got it right this week, and they picked up that win on day one, and it's really led them to where they are now.
Yeah, it was really paved the way, the energy and the enthusiasm they carried. Well, the presentations are just about to get underway here, and we're going to finish up this broadcast. Kira, it's been an absolute honour and a privilege and a pleasure broadcasting with you over the last 2 weeks from
Likewise,
Guernsey
Ian.
in Spain.
Likewise.
Oh, thank you so much. But this spells the end of broadcasting here from the ICC Women's Qualifier Europe 2019. I'm struggling to get my words out as I'm starting to lose my voice here in La Manga. Look at that wonderful setting. We've been treated to gorgeous weather, gorgeous sunshine, and some very breezy wind as well. A couple of days ago, but it's been a wonderful tournament here, showcasing the best of European women's cricket as all teams tried to strive their way to get to the global qualifier. But the story of the day is Netherlands have secured the top of the table and will make their way to not only the global qualifier in Scotland for the T20 World Cup, but also the Women's World Cup qualifier in 2021. Thank you for watching. This has been Ian Leggett and Kieran Metcalf. We hope you've enjoyed.